Okay, let's get into this because, wow, what we're looking at today is a really disturbing shift in cybercrime. Just try to picture this. 70 billion Indian rupees. That's 7,000 crore lost to the cyber fraud in just 5 months. That's not just some statistic, is it? It's a huge ongoing drain that's coming from the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, the I4C.
Yeah, exactly. And the really crucial thing to grasp here, I think, is that this isn't your run-of-the-mill online scamming. What we're diving into today as well, it seems far more sinister. We're talking about these large-scale operations. People are calling them scam factories.
Right.
And authorities are alleging they're backed by sophisticated Chinese syndicates, mostly operating out of Southeast Asia.
And the part that's truly unsettling, maybe heartbreaking actually, is who's often running these scams. It turns out many of them are victims themselves, trafficked, forced into it, basically prisoners working for these cybercrime rings.
It's a deeply disturbing layer to it all.
So our goal today, what we want to do is really unpack the sheer scale of this, look at their chilling methods, try and pinpoint where this is all happening, and expose the human cost, the very real human cost. And it's all based on the latest reports coming out from Indian authorities. Let's maybe start with the money, the sheer financial weight of this problem.
Okay.
The I4C data, this is from India's Ministry of Home Affairs, it paints a pretty grim picture. 7,000 crore lost just between January and May 2025.
And if you break that down, that's averaging 1,000 crore just vanishing every single month.
Unbelievable.
And looking ahead, the projections are, frankly, even more alarming. The I4C is estimating, if things keep going like this, India could be looking at losses over 1.2 trillion. That's trillion with a T, just from cyber fraud in the next year. So, this kind of exponential growth, especially these crimes driven by foreign operations, it's absolutely pushed cybersecurity right to the top of the national agenda in India.
Understandably, it demands a massive response.
It does, urgently.
Okay, so given that staggering financial toll, the next question has to be, where is this coming from? Geographically, I mean, where are these operations based?
Right. And the I4C reports are pretty specific on this. They're identifying the main source countries as Cambodia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. And we're not talking small setups here. They describe them as large-scale fraud rings, allegedly, as we said, run by Chinese syndicates using Southeast Asia as their base. It really highlights the challenge of transnational crime today.
It really does. Yeah. So how are they actually doing it? How are these syndicates pulling people in? The methods sound quite diverse.
They are diverse, and that's part of what makes them so effective, unfortunately. They target different weaknesses.
Like what, specifically?
Well, the common ones reported include things like fake investment apps. They promise amazing returns, look really slick, professional, built to gain trust quickly.
Okay.
And you have deceptive stock trading platforms. They lure people in, maybe show some initial fake profits, then just drain their savings.
Right.
And perhaps the scariest are these digital arrest threats. That's pure psychological warfare.
How does that work?
They often use tech like AI voices, fake official documents, basically trying to panic people into thinking they're in serious trouble with the law, coercing them into paying money to make it go away.
Terrifying.
It is. And then there are also these task-based scams. They seem quite clever.
Task-based?
Yeah. They start small, offer you payment for doing simple online tasks, liking posts, writing reviews, things like that. They might even pay out a little at first.
Builds trust.
Exactly. Then they escalate, asking for larger investments to access bigger tasks or higher returns, and that's when they take the money. They really prey on trust, fear, and the desire for quick money.
Which brings us to maybe the most chilling part of this whole thing, the actual places where this happens, these so-called scam factories. What are they?
Yeah, you're right to focus on that. It's key. These aren't just offices. Investigations suggest they are actual fortified compounds, often quite isolated, and run with a kind of dark corporate efficiency for mass fraud. And the truly shocking thing, as you touched on earlier...
The workers themselves.
Yes. Even many of the scammers are victims. We're talking about trafficked individuals, including, reports say, a significant number of Indians held captive, forced to work in these high-security places, controlled by, allegedly, Chinese handlers.
Wow.
It's like industrialized human exploitation.
It sounds like a complete nightmare scenario playing out. And there are numbers on this. How many of these places?
The reports mention at least 45 such compounds identified just in Cambodia. 45.
Wow. Just Cambodia.
Yes, Cambodia. Plus additional sites confirmed in Laos and Myanmar. And these places, they essentially function like cybercrime sweatshops. Coerced people, forced to defraud others around the world. It's grim.
Which raises the obvious question for us here. How are Indians, specifically our own citizens, getting caught up in this, pulled into these operations?
Yeah, that's a really important part of the puzzle. The sources detail a disturbing recruitment pipeline operating within India.
So, agents here?
Apparently, yes. The I4C report says local agents are allegedly active in certain Indian states. They specifically recruit and then traffic young people out to these cybercrime hubs abroad.
Targeting vulnerability, I imagine.
Exactly. Preying on desperation, lack of opportunity, maybe. The states mentioned most often as being impacted by this recruitment are Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, and Delhi, too. So it really shows the domestic angle to what is fundamentally an international crime problem.
Okay, so given the scale, the complexity, the awful human cost, what's the response? What's being done on the diplomatic front, law enforcement?
Well, the material outlines some pretty significant steps. It's clearly being taken very seriously.
Good.
Senior Indian officials, for instance, recently met directly with their counterparts from Cambodia, right here in Delhi.
Okay, face to face.
Yes, specifically to hammer out a joint action plan to try and shut these places down.
And did anything concrete come out of that?
A key thing was Cambodia's request. They asked India to provide precise geographic coordinates, pinpoint locations for these scam centers.
To enable crackdowns.
Exactly, so they can conduct targeted raids on their soil, which highlights just how crucial good intelligence and international cooperation are here.
So is India providing that intel?
India's Ministry of Home Affairs, working with intelligence agencies, is apparently actively mapping these locations now. That's the focus. And stepping back, the bigger picture strategy for the Indian government seems to be enhancing cooperation between agencies across all the affected countries.
Right, trying to dismantle the whole network, not just bits of it.
Precisely. It's a complex, cross-border criminal enterprise, requires a coordinated cross-border response.
So let's just recap what we've covered in this deep dive. It's this really chilling mix, isn't it? Sophisticated financial crime on a massive scale, run by these alleged global syndicates.
Right.
And underpinned by this horrific human trafficking element, where the victims themselves are forced to become the perpetrators.
It's definitely a multi-layered challenge, a really complex one. These scam factories, they represent a pretty unprecedented threat, I think, for international law enforcement, for cybersecurity. It pushes the boundaries of how we usually think about organized crime, especially in the digital age.
And that really leads us to a final thought, something for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. Given how deeply technology, organized crime, and this awful human exploitation are tangled together in these operations, what's the ultimate responsibility here? For governments, yes, but maybe for individuals too. Not just in stopping the financial losses, but in protecting the most vulnerable people, protecting them from becoming this silent, exploited workforce fueling global cybercrime.
Yeah, it forces you to look beyond just the numbers, doesn't it? To the profound human cost behind it all.